In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off into Russia's Ural Mountains. They were students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, led by Igor Dyatlov. Their goal was to reach the snowy summit of Mount Otorten. They never made it. When the group failed to return, a search party was launched. What rescuers found became one of the most chilling mysteries in modern history. The hiker's tent was discovered on the slope of a mountain called Kolitsyakal, translated from the local Monsey language as Mountain of the Dead. The tent had been slashed open from the inside. Belongings were still inside. Shoes, jackets, food, but the hikers were gone. Then, bodies started appearing. 2 were found near the edge of the forest, in nothing but their underwear. 3 more were found scattered between the trees and the tent, as if they had tried to return but collapsed in the snow. The final 4 were discovered weeks later, buried under several feet of snow in a small ravine. These bodies had injuries that stunned investigators. Crushed ribs, a shattered skull. 1 woman had no eyes and no tongue. Strangely, there were no signs of a struggle, no defensive wounds, no external bruising that matched the severity of their internal injuries. Even more bizarre, some of the clothing tested positive for radiation. The Soviet investigation concluded the hikers died from an unknown compelling force. That's all they said. Since then, the mystery has only grown. Some believe a slab avalanche startled them and forced them to flee. Others suggest military testing parachute mines, radiation leaks, or a weapons cover-up. There are even theories of infrasound causing panic, and whispers of something more supernatural, something no one wants to admit. The case remains open in the minds of those who seek the truth. And though science has tried to explain it, no theory truly answers all the questions. It wasn't until February 20th, nearly 3 weeks after their last contact, that a search party was organized. Family members grew concerned. Something wasn't right. On February 26th, rescuers finally discovered the tent, but they found chill left to the bone. The tent had been slashed open from the inside. It was still partially standing, but some of the hikers' belongings, clothing, boots, even food, prints, wearing socks, the surrounding stuff. Rescuers followed the prints down to the snow. That's when they discovered the first ones. Remnants of a small fire were found, charred branches and burned fingers. They had tried to stay alive, but the cold was too much. A few hundred meters away, they found the bodies of Dyatlov, Kolitsyakal, and Slobodan scattered as if they had tried to return to the tent. Her eyes were missing. Her tongue was gone. Alexander Kolevatov had neck trauma. The Bobrignol suffered a massive skull fracture. Zolotaryov's ribs were broken with force equivalent to a car crash. Yet their bodies showed no external wounds, no bruises, no cuts, nothing that matched the severity of their injuries. Even stranger, some of their clothing tested positive for radiation. The Soviet investigation offered little explanation. The official cause of death, a compelling natural force. The case was quickly closed and documents were sealed. But the questions remained, and they multiplied. Why did they flee the tent half-naked in sub-zero temperatures? Why slash the tent on the inside? What could cause such extreme internal injuries without leaving external wounds? And why is there radiation? Why is there speculation? According to this idea, a slab of snow may have collapsed onto the tent, causing the group to panic and flee. Disoriented and underdressed, they succumbed to the cold. The injuries, theorists say, could have been caused by the weight of the snow or a fall into the accidentally wandered into a secret Soviet weapons test area. Parachute mines or sonic blasts could explain the internal trauma, and radiation might be linked to military materials. But again, there is little hard evidence to support this. The Soviet government was tight-lipped, but no official connection to military testing has ever been revealed. A more psychological explanation suggests infrasound, low-frequency sound waves created by wind passing over the mountain. In theory, these waves can cause panic attacks, nausea, nausea, and irrational behavior. Could this have triggered mass hysteria and driven the hikers from the tip? Some others call it poltergeist. And then, of course, there are the supernatural theories, aliens, yeti, interdimensional portals, spirits in the mountain. All these ideas capture the imagination of the persist at the Dyatlov Pass in honor of the group's leader. For years, files related to the case remain classified. Only in recent decades have some documents been released, when new investigations begun. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the case, officially confirming the slap. This explanation satisfied the interest of Russians. But not all. Photographs, diaries, and weather records. What's left are 9 lives frozen in time. Final journal entries. Last photographs. Unfinished thoughts. A tit torn from within. A mystery buried beneath layers of snow and silence.